Welcome to Building Assets in Youth, where in just 10 minutes or less, we equip and inspire adults who impact youth. You will gain simple tools to help youth in your sphere of influence build assets. Assets allowing them to thrive when they can and struggle well when they need to. This series is brought to you by Discover You, providing tools to build courage, confidence, and connection in youth for over 20 years. I'm your host, Beverlee Wenzel, and I'm here to have some fun with you as we explore a foundational concept in asset building known as a growth mindset. In our time together, you will discover the importance of intentionally choosing our mindset. You can choose a growth mindset, which opens up your world, or a fixed mindset, which is a very limiting approach to the world. And while we're at it, you'll gain a powerful tool to help challenge those mindsets. Your mindset impacts every decision you make. It colors every opinion you have. It influences every relationship. Your mindset determines every risk you are willing to take. Our mindset, it is our entire world. It is one of the most critical choices we make. And I encourage you to choose wisely. So here's a few things about mindsets. One is it's possible to change your mindset. And that's what we'll be talking about in this episode today, is how we can develop and change and choose our mindsets. The other one is, as you go through this, you can realize that you have both a fixed and growth mindsets. We all do. We might have a fixed mindset around athletics, and we might have a growth mindset around academics. And the other thing to think about is that skills, though they are very important, they need to be paired with character and mindset if we are going to be as successful as we possibly can. So let's think about, what a growth mindset actually is. I look at it as being a sufficient mindset or one of abundance. It's a belief that our qualities and our abilities, our characteristics can all be cultivated and changed and grown through our efforts. It's a mindset where traits aren't simply just a hand that you're dealt that you have to live with. But in a growth mindset, this hand that you have is simply a starting point for development. A growth mindset believes you can always change. Because you can change, it has a passion for learning and growing. A growth mindset looks at the process as just part of the journey and a very important part of the journey. It puts a lot of value on effort, and it thrives when it faces challenges. In fact, a growth mindset looks at failure as an opportunity for growth. And it's a mindset that is very much willing to take risks. So people with a growth or a developmental mindset are more resilient and perseverant because they don't allow mistakes to define them. But now let's compare that to a growth mindset's nemesis, which is a fixed mindset. So when we think of a fixed mindset or a deficit-based mindset, we kind of think about being stuck. We look at it and think our qualities are carved in stone. And we think that intelligence is static. We are what we are. So what that does is it produces a desire to look smart. And when you need to look smart, you avoid challenges. You give up easy when there's obstacles in your path. You're already smart. You should already have the answer. You are as intelligent as you're going to be. So if you have to work hard or put forth a lot of effort, feels like that's inappropriate and that you're just not cut out for it. A fixed mindset doesn't really appreciate constructive feedback because you're telling them that they're not smart enough or that they need to learn more, and they already think their qualities are carved in stone. Someone with a fixed mindset is often threatened by the success of others. Again, they don't see themselves as improving along the way, so they are stuck. They think things can't change. They're the folks, when you have a fixed mindset, that are constantly looking to be successful and to get validated. They see effort as bad, and they avoid failure at all costs. Any mistakes they make means they're incompetent, and when they thrive is when success is assured. So think about that young person who seems successful. They get to college and hit a wall and begin to doubt themselves. All through grade school and secondary school, they were a good student. They got good grades. They didn't have to work that hard. They learned their whole lives that they were smart. But now all of a sudden they don't feel so smart. It doesn't come as easy as it did. In fact, it's become hard. They start thinking they aren't smart enough and they're not cut out for university. Well, this often happens because they developed a fixed mindset by being told and thinking and believing that they were smart and that it was natural and it didn't require work. If you compare that to the same young person who learned through school that they needed to work hard to get good grades, that they can do hard things, they learn that it's okay to fail, and basically they possess a solid growth mindset that they can adapt to any and all new challenges, and they can prevail in school. They just have to work hard. So it's our job to transfer these skills to our young people. And here's a powerful thought. Every word and action that an adult takes conveys a fixed or growth mindset to our young people. The kind of message you send to children who you influence, it will influence them, if not define the mindset that they have. We have a responsibility to teach the value of effort and process and development to work towards goals. A trick I really like is adding the word yet. I'm not good at sports, yet. But just by saying yet says I can learn, I can develop, I can grow. We need to help celebrate failures and effort. One of the reasons I love out of school time is because we can celebrate growth. We don't have to assign grades based on totals. And if you think about it, our grading system doesn't really help with a growth mindset. If a young person gets 60% right on a science test, traditionally they're graded as failing. But that person got 60% right. And perhaps that was twice right of what they got the last time. So they had a significant improvement. And to celebrate the improvement and the wins help us to be motivated to grow in the future. We like to praise. Praising isn't wrong, but how we do it can be. If we put too much effort on praising the wrong things, it can actually foster a fixed mindset. So that idea that everyone gets a trophy and everyone wins can really undermine that growth mindset. Because true winning comes in the effort, not in just showing up and that you're great because you are. That concept creates a false sense of self-esteem that isn't founded in work and effort, and it takes both of those in order to be successful. So adults or parents who operate with a growth mindset, they're not spoiling their children. They're helping them to set lofty goals, to educate them on how to achieve the goals. They help them to stimulate their curiosity and development and learning. Adults, though, that approach it with a fixed mindset, they might focus more on the young person being intelligent and gifted. And that, again, that is a fixed mindset, is that those are natural talents that are fixed inside of me. And that can also promote a do not fail attitude. So an entrusted adult really needs to be prioritize fostering growth mindsets in youth. They need to spend their time helping our young people realize that they can grow. You can avoid labeling mistakes while being constructive and learning and then focusing on skills and knowledge building. So here's some wisdom I appreciate from Henry Ford. And he said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. That really about sums up mindset. So here's your building asset challenge. Is there a skill or an ability you see a young person struggling with? Well, encourage them to put more effort into the skill instead of giving up, and then both of you track the results. In our time together, you discovered the importance of a growth mindset, and you gained a powerful tool to have a conversation to help foster healthy mindsets in youth. See you again as we continue to build assets in youth.